You don't lack time, you're just living like you're immortal. Seneca, the famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not that life is too short, it's that we're wasting it." If you've ever put off a dream, said, "I'll do it tomorrow," or gone through a day without remembering how you lived, then this video is the reminder you need to hear today. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoics, was more than just a teacher of philosophy. He was an advisor to the Roman Emperor Nero, living in a time of great turmoil where a slip of the tongue could mean death. But it was during that time, amid danger and uncertainty, that he left humanity with one of the most important messages. Time is the most precious asset humans possess. But it's also the one they waste the most. In his famous work, De Brevitate Vitae, on the shortness of life, Seneca does not preach like a philosopher on a pulpit. He writes as someone who has seen death up close. As someone who has seen firsthand how many people waste their lives on meaningless things, power, ambition, anger, arguments, and endless waiting. He does not speak of death to frighten us, but as a reminder. Do not wait for a meaningful life in the distant future. Start living now. Part 1: Stories and Metaphors. In Seneca's eyes, time is not like any other asset. It cannot be stored, cannot be increased, cannot be brought back. Once it has passed, it is gone forever. And what troubled him most was not the lack of time humans have, but how foolishly we use that time. He wrote, "It is not that our lives are short, but that we waste them unconsciously." Imagine that you have a bag of gold coins. Every morning, you receive a gold coin from the universe, representing 1 hour of your day. If you are wise, you will consider carefully. What should you use that gold coin for? Building yourself? Loving someone? Creating something useful? Or will you throw it into the crowd, letting others decide for you? Seneca saw around him people who threw those coins away blindly. They spent their days getting angry over trivial things, fighting for power, saying meaningless words or living up to the expectations of others. Worse, they postponed living for a day that never came. When I retire, when I succeed, when I have time. He called this the greatest tragedy of human beings. They carefully plan everything, except their own lives. Seneca once had a friend, a brilliant politician, who often complained that he did not have enough time to live. Seneca asked, "What have you done with your years?" The friend listed the jobs, the parties, the trips. Seneca smiled, not out of sarcasm, but out of regret. He knew that his friend had lived like a shadow following a schedule, busy but empty. How are we different today? We open our eyes every morning and are immediately drawn into a whirlpool. Notifications, deadlines, expectations, noise. We are swept along in a giant river. And when we look back, the whole day has passed, without us remembering how we lived it. Seneca warned, "You will be surprised when you look back and find that a whole life can pass without you having lived it." And this is what makes his philosophy not just a far-fetched teaching, but a wake-up call. Because if we continue to live like this, wasting every hour, every day, then there is no need for death to come soon. We will die while we are still alive. Part 2: Deep Analysis. What makes Seneca's philosophy different is not his erudition, but his experience. He did not write about time as an outsider. He lived in the rush. He saw how thin the line between life and death was. As an advisor to the Emperor Nero, a man who could order the execution of anyone for a wrong glance, Seneca understood that every morning when he woke up alive was a miracle. And that is what made him obsessively love time. Seneca wrote, "We always think we have time to love, to forgive, to live for ourselves. But death is approaching, step by step, day by day, never stopping." He did not say that to scare us, but to wake us up, to help us face the truth. Time is limited, and life waits for no one. If you have ever postponed a dream because it is not the right time, missed a word of love because of shyness, turned your back on yourself because you have to please others, then you are living in the illusion of immortality. Seneca said, "You are not afraid of losing money. You are only afraid of losing what you believe is yours. But you forget that time, the most precious thing of all, is considered by you to be priceless." So why do we waste it? Because time makes no sound. It does not knock on the door when it passes. It does not sound an alarm when it is about to run out. And it is precisely this silence that makes it so overlooked. While everything else, money, material things, status, can be lost and regained, time, once lost, will never come back in any form. Seneca does not call us to live in haste. He does not encourage panic. On the contrary, he invites us to live sufficiently, to live consciously, to live with purpose. Life is not about following a tight schedule. Life is not about doing more than others. It is about knowing what you are doing with each passing moment. Are you present at meals with your family? Do you really listen when someone shares a difficult story? Do you walk as if this is the last time you will touch the ground with your own 2 feet? Seneca wrote, "Time is not something you find in the future. It is something you hold in your hands, and can lose at any moment." A wise person, according to him, is someone who does not wait for everything to be perfect to start living. They live in the little things. They do not postpone kindness. Do not put off love. Do not wait for a miracle to live truly. Part 3. Contact you. Now stop for a moment. Look at yourself. How are you spending your time? How many times have you opened your phone, just 5 minutes, only to realize that 2 hours have passed? How many times have you put off something important to do something urgent that has absolutely no meaning? How many times have you said, "I'll do it tomorrow. I'll talk to my mom this weekend. I'll start when I have time." And then those tomorrows, those sometimes just disappear into nothingness, never to return. Seneca is not just talking to people who lived 2,000 years ago. He is talking to us, to you and me, people living in the 21st century. Amidst thousands of things competing for attention, packed schedules, and the pressure to do more every day, he wants us to wake up. He wants you to ask yourself, am I living up to my values? Am I living or just surviving? If today were my last day, would I have any regrets? And do you know what the saddest thing is? It is not that death comes. It is that it comes before you have lived fully. We do not have to leave the city for the forest or live like a hermit to practice Seneca's philosophy. His call is much simpler: choose to live consciously. Make time for what really matters. Say no to distractions. Interact with your loved ones as if there is no next time. Cherish every waking moment, because it is the only thing that truly belongs to you. You can start right now. You don't have to wait until you are free, rich, or ready. Just decide, I will not let another day pass by in a blur. You have time, but are you living it? Part 4. Lessons learned. Seneca doesn't want us to become philosophers. He wants us to become people who live fully. Wisdom is not about how many books you read, how many quotes you memorize, but what you do with what you know. Are you really different? Are you living differently, even a little, after understanding that time is the only thing you can't buy back? He said, to live is not to live long. To live is to live right. Some people live 80 years and are still gloomy, regretful, uncertain, but others live only 30 years and leave behind their mark, love, value, and light. Seneca doesn't care how long you live. He only cares that you wake up every morning with gratitude and the awareness that today is a gift that cannot be repeated. So when you finish this video, don't just turn to watch the next one. Stop for a minute, breathe, look out the window. Ask yourself, if today were my last day, what would I want to do right? Maybe it would be to call your mom. Maybe it would be to forgive yourself. Maybe it's starting to write the first lines of a dream that's been dormant. Whatever it is, do it while your heart is still beating. Time doesn't stop, but you can start living before it's gone. The end of the story. If this story touches something in you, if there's a moment in the video that makes you feel like you need to live differently, hold on to that feeling. Don't let it pass you by like so many others. Because you've just had an appointment with your own life. And you're right on time. If you want to continue your journey of living mindfully, living meaningfully every day, subscribe to Legacy of Thinkers. We tell timeless stories, lessons, and philosophies, but rewritten for the modern person, you. And if you're ready to go deeper, check out the related video at the link below. It's another beautiful lesson about accepting yourself and finding the light in the cracks. Don't just watch the videos. Let each video be a gentle step in your journey of life.